I love dipping. I could dip anytime, anywhere. I could dip with strangers at a party. I could dip behind a bush at the park. And even when I'm by myself sometimes, I could dip on the couch with the lights on because it gets messy with the lights off. You know, you don't want to scoop all that guacamole off your shirt. You were thinking the same thing, right? Today, I'm gonna show you how to have the ultimate dipping experience with a Thai snack called Khao Tang Na Tang. It is crispy rice cakes with a coconut, pork, and shrimp dip. First up, I'm gonna make the rice cake. So I have some cooked day-old white rice here. You could use sticky rice, which is very common, but plain white rice works just fine. And I just warmed it up a little bit so it makes it pliable because I'm going to form them into little round crackers. So I like to use a little mold like this. If you don't have this, you could also form a little circle with some aluminum foil, or you could just use your hands. I just like using this so that they're all uniform. Just gonna lube this up a little bit with some oil. And right over here, I have a little bit of water to prevent too much of the rice from sticking to my fingers. So just go in and wet my fingers. Grab about a tablespoon of rice. Pop it into the mold, push it down. You wanna make it compact. I know this is gonna sound a little extreme, but the best method I find is to put your fingers like this and insert them into the mold. I just realized that it is the best technique. It really gets them formed. And look at this, a nice little round. You don't have to make these yourself. You can go to the grocery store and get those wide packs of puffed rice cakes, but I find that they're way too big for this. I like making them smaller, you know, it's fun sized for dipping. Last one. All right. Before these go into the oil to fry up, you first have to extract as much moisture as possible. In Thailand, they would set this under the sun to dry out, you know, in a day or so, but I can't do that. I've got wildlife outside. So I'm gonna put this into my oven at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. You could do this at your lowest setting. I give this about 1 to 2 hours. Just leave it there until it gets dry. I've got my dried out rice cakes ready to go into the oil. I have some oil heating up here. You just wanna fry these until they get a little beige. You'll see that the grains will puff up a bit. You don't want this to go too golden brown because it'll taste a little bit burnt. Let those drain off on the side. Next is to make this incredibly flavorful dipping sauce. Super easy to do. So I have a mortar and pestle here. You can also use a food processor. And then this, I'm gonna add garlic cloves, whole black pepper. And here I have some cilantro stems that are cut up without the leaves. If you can, find cilantro in the store with the root still intact. That's a bonus. Get that, clean them up. I like to store a bunch of these in a little baggie, keep them in the freezer for recipes like this. And then just give this a good pounding, or pok pok as we say in Thailand, until it becomes a nice paste. Oh man, this looks amazing. I'm just gonna scrape this up. Smells so good. It's little, but it packs a punch. In this pot on medium heat, I'm gonna drop in some coconut milk. This will give us a nice creamy texture. To that, I'm gonna add the paste. Stir it up, break it up. Oh yeah. Next, some shallots. And then right away, some shrimp and pork. I just got these whole, cleaned them up and minced them. You could do this in a food processor as well. Make sure you just break up any large clumps. This will cook very quickly. There are spicy versions of this. Some people like to add some dried chilies and pound that out into the paste, and it gives it a nice red color. But I'm just gonna add a little bit of chili at the end. To flavor this even more, some salty fish sauce. Usually some tamarind concentrate goes in here, but it's a little bit hard to find sometimes, so I just use a little white vinegar. So I'm gonna balance it out with sugar. To thicken it up and add nuttiness, ground roasted peanuts. Serve this up in a bowl, and then I just like to finish it off with a little bit of chili oil right on top. And there you have it, crispy rice cakes with pork and shrimp dip. I highly suggest serving this while it's still warm. Ooh yeah. Take a bite. Do you hear that crunch? I really hope you give this a try. I know you're gonna love it. You're gonna be thanking this Thai snack for teaching you how to make this Thai snack.